So much excitement in store for us as Mattel reveals the final packaging images for the modern day MOTU Origins update of Snake Mountain. After months of teasers, it seems that we are finally here. This evil playset of Skeletor and his henchmen is finally about to drop. Now, I've already done a few Snake Mountain videos on the channel, with the last one extensively discussing the images that we saw of the painted artwork on the front of the box. So go check out those videos if you haven't already. But in these finalized shots of the packaging box, as shared by Manuel Eduardo Caritas on his Instagram page yesterday, we get some newly revealed artwork that was hidden at the side of the box flaps. That's right, okay, like this shot here of this flying craft that was initially also appearing in the Crisis at the Multicore storybook, which was in the mini comic packaged together with the He Skeletor figure, which I didn't get because I just didn't want that figure. But I did like the mini comic. I reviewed it in full. At the time, I wasn't really sure what this vehicle was supposed to be. It looked familiar. A lot of people showed up in the comments to just check me on that one. Everybody knew that it was actually supposed to be this thing called the Collector, which made several appearances in the classic Filmation cartoon, which I gotta be honest with you, it's been several years, decades even, since I actually sat down through most of those old episodes. And I don't actually think that I've actually watched every single one of them. And probably I forgot a lot of them as well. I think that, I've talked about this before. When it comes to MOTU, the only real thing that I'm completely invested in is the original toy line. And everything else that came around with it, supporting it and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, that stuff's great. But what I would really like to do is just get down to completing all of the modern day updates of everything that was in the original vintage MOTU catalog from back in the day. Okay, all of those figures, the vehicles, playsets, battle packs, accessory packs, creature packs, you name it. Okay, just give me all of that stuff. That's where my mind is at. But if they were to make something like this collector vehicle, it does look pretty cool, no doubt about it. I gotta ask you though, do you think that it's supposed to be called the Collector or the Skull-lector? Okay, because it's shaped like a skull. Okay, on the other side of the flap here, you get some all-new visuals as well. You get a scene here of the Talon Fighter flying through the air. And nothing too strange about that. But if you were to look closely, you'll kind of notice that it's Tila behind the controls. Now, how is that even possible? Okay, according to MOTU law, it says that only He-Man can pilot the Talon Fighter. So what do you think is going on here? And then over at the bottom here, there's just something that's just totally designed, okay, to create engagement and conversation online, okay, because nobody seems to know what this thing is, okay. Just why in the hell is this thing supposed to be? It looks cool. It's like some kind of an apparition, like a phantom snake lord or something like that, okay? It's like a ghostly kind of like spirit thing. It seems to have like more spirits of Ratlaw-like snakes coming out of its body or something like that. I don't know what the hell this thing is, but then it looks pretty cool, definitely. Now, if you look at his chest area there, he's got the armor from the Snake Armor Skeletor, and also the pincer claw from the Snake Armor He-Man, and also He-Man's jungle skirt. Okay, so it looks like all of this stuff is going to be recycled again pretty soon to create whatever this thing is supposed to be. Probably it's going to be something that glows in the dark. Okay, that's going to be amazing. And then, looking on the back of this entire package for the first time, we get this entire scene presented to us in full color. Previously, this was teased online on Instagram in black and white. Now we get the full visual right here. This whole thing is like a mixture of figures and vehicles, both past, current, and future. Okay, there's some stuff here that's yet to actually arrive in our hands, but we're seeing some all-new photography here on the back of the Snake Mountain box. That's amazing. Okay, first of all, let's check out some of the instructions here. Actually, there's just one panel here of instructions, okay? And it wants to let you know that you're supposed to move the jail cell from the dungeon to the trapdoor area, okay? That's it, all right? Everything else about this playset, you can figure it out on your own, but this is one area that apparently you need to be advised on, okay? So, yeah. Okay, let's check out what's included here in the visuals on the back. There's a whole bunch of figures here that actually, to be honest, none of these have actually even arrived here in Malaysia yet, okay? Even long-standing figures like the Deluxe Thunder Punch He-Man, the Dragon Blaster Skeletor. These figures have been out in the world for like half a year, I think, and they've yet to arrive here in Malaysia. I don't think that Mattel Malaysia is going to be focused on any more deluxes, especially after the failure of trying to move those Clam Champ deluxes from like 2 years ago. I think that was the last batch of deluxes that we got here. And also, we've not received the Talent Fighter and Pondrate sets, although I know a lot of the US influencers got handed it to them from Mattel USA. Yeah, so that thing's been circulating online as well. I think that most of you guys tuning into the video right now probably already have it in your hands as well. That's great. Over here at the side, okay, we've got Mechanic and the Ground Reaper, one of the few vehicle sets to actually make it into online retail in the country this year. We also have Stridor, a real oldie, okay, which is in fact still on shelves almost 2 years later. Stridor is seen here with Fisto riding him, and they're battling a Skeleton Warrior. Over in the middle here, you get the Skeleton Warrior 2-pack. In fact, okay, the two figures are supposed to come in a 2-pack. This thing has yet to arrive. Okay, so this is all new photography of these figures. And we see something like a Slamurai figure from Wave 13. That particular wave has not actually turned up here in Malaysia at all, not to date. And we also have the Mossman, the deluxe Mossman, the flocked one, okay? The flocked deluxe Mossman figure. Wow, this guy is looking great. Okay, so he's already making an appearance here. Now on the side here, we got a bunch of Snake Man characters like Ratlaw and Tongue Lasher. I'm so thankful that these guys made it down here. I have them, I've reviewed them on the channel as well. And that's a negative on King Hiss though. King Hiss, now man, this guy still escapes me. I don't know if I'm actually going to have to order him from someplace online internationally. That's probably what it's going to come down to. We've got the mini comic Triclops. This was a Mattel Creations exclusive from a couple of years back. I missed out on this guy. I don't really like the color scheme on him too much, but he's probably worth getting, okay? Triclops is just a sought after figure, okay? Except for that Masterverse one, okay? The Masterverse Triclops is still on shelves all over the place here. And then we also have Frogmonger here. Frogmonger was one of those figures that I did manage to score. In fact, he came in like about 2 months ago. I don't know why I've not actually reviewed him. Maybe it's because there was already like 1,000 reviews online. But, if anybody wants my own take on the figure, I'll probably, maybe get around to doing it. And up in the skies, Screech. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, we've got Screech as well. I posted some photos of it on my Instagram a couple of days ago. One of the hobby stores brought in the 2-pack together with Skeletor. This was a great add-on. I love the figure, honestly. The whole package with the articulated jawed Skeletor is great. So yeah, Screech is in the house for sure. Now we also see the mini comic Many Faces just chained here helplessly to those Snake Mountain shackles. These are going to be the more durable shackles, not like the ones from the 80s that just broke if you just fiddled with them a little bit. Yeah, these are going to be the better shackles. And the mini comic Many Faces is probably going to be a bit of a tough one for international buyers to get because he's an exclusive in the US, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, nothing's impossible, right? Now, the layout here is just a fantastic promotional tool for everything that's current in the world of MOTU. And when it comes to Snake Mountain, this is one of the most eagerly awaited playsets of the year. And I do have a very strong feeling that he's going to turn up at retail, regular retail here in Malaysia at least, because based on the discussions with Mattel Malaysia from March of this year, this is going to be a pretty special year. It's Skeletor's year. It's going to be a celebration. That's right, guys. It's going to be a celebration with Snake Mountain.